One of the biggest challenges faced by education and skilling sector is to impart vocational skilling to its sizable population, hence bringing a generation of creators and not just consumers. Today we have with us Prateek Bhardwaj, founder Skillinabox, to share the very insights of his journey on our webinar series Utalk with UIncept. I welcome you, Prateek.
Thank you, Divya. Thank you for having me here today.
So Prateek, why Skillinabox? You were already in the skilling space in your previous ventures, CSB, Education and Skills. So why did you come up with this one?
CSB is my first startup, and you have to go back in the days a bit to understand on how I actually started that startup. So I've always been like an entrepreneur in my whole journey days of mechanical engineering, which I was doing from VIT Vellore.
Okay.
I actually started a whole aero modeling team at VIT. This was called as Assailing Falcons, and so that was my first stint of entrepreneurship over there.
And this was when, in which year?
This is back in 2009, and 2009 was when we started the first aero modeling team of VIT University. We represented that team at the Lockheed Martin Air Base in the US, and we I think stood about 6th in the whole world out of 70 teams. So that was like an achievement for us at that point of time. That was my first entrepreneurial stint, I would say. Now, as of course the years went by, skill was always, I think I've always considered skill as a very important tool for anybody, whether it is for probably studying or doing anything, or even playing a sport or playing a game online or anything. So if you're not skilled enough, you won't be at the top of the ladder. And
right.
If you look at my whole journey as a kid, I have been an army kid, so and I have been an athlete all my life. So I think what the teaching we have got over there from my father and the army is that never stop to hustle, and there is always the number one spot. Number two is also the second one. So we've always learned that you have to always keep trying to actually reach to the top. And I've been an athlete all my life because of that whole factor. I have been a state level athlete, a basketball player, and so winning and doing things has always been my stuff. So the same thing came into college when I started my first entrepreneurial stint. And if you look at the whole statistics, we have about 500 million unskilled people.
Right.
That is about 40-50 crores of the whole population of India, and growing, and this is growing. So, and this I'm talking about 2011. So of course we've come a long way. We're a decade ahead right now, and I'm sure in the numbers as well. So that is where I thought that if I could actually launch a whole skill center to skill people. The great thing which happened to me was that NSDC was also born that in those years, the National Skill Development Corporation, and so the government was also investing very heavily into skilling. Still remember the first skilling program which we started at my first startup was STAR, Standard Training Assessment and Reward. That was probably the first skilling, short skilling program which was started by the government of India, which was free of cost for the students, and students used to get 10,000 rupees when they actually
get a job?
No, when they actually got skilled. It was free skilling all over India for all these job roles. And the great thing is that all these skilling is mapped to NSQF. NSQF is nothing but National Skill Qualification Framework. It's actually India's vocational skilling framework, which has been existent since a very long time, but people do not know about it. And I think that is something which we aim to also remove, that we want people to know about the different vocational skills which are mapped to government standards and which can actually help you in getting employed and getting in and earning an income at the end of the day.
Like you said, Prateek, there are about 40 to 50 CR of people who are, or more, who are unskilled. So how do you plan these people, the market, through Skillinabox?
Yeah, see, this is the void which is actually present in the whole vocational skilling space. Right. The Edtech market is flocking right now, and we have a lot of Edtech startups, as you can already see, but nobody is catering to the skilling space. The only person catering to the skilling space right now is the government of India with its own skill centers, where innovation has not penetrated a lot like it should, like in the Edtech segment, or probably the ITIs and the polytechnics of India. So market is really huge, and we on the other hand have tried to address different business models like B2B, B2C, B2B2C, of setting up own hybrid skill centers. In fact, we have just partnered with the Centum, the Bharti Airtel CSR group, which has partnerships with about 2,000 government schools and has about 15 skill centers spread across India. We have partnered with them to open small size hybrid dynamic skill centers in about 500 districts, where people, like those skill centers are going to be very dynamic in nature. The job role is going to change every month, and you don't need a 10,000 square feet of area for that. You just need like Skillinabox ka whole program with its do-it-yourself kits. And people who want to learn makeup can learn makeup. People who want to learn electronics can learn electronics. People who want to learn fashion designing can actually become a fashion designer over there. So this is a good, huge mandate what we are catering to right now.
So you see, a huge percentage of India's population is still unskilled. So how are you trying to tap this market?
Right. So Divya, see, the market is really huge because we don't have a lot of people in the skilling ecosystem. The only people, the massive players in the skilling ecosystem is the government of India through its channel partners like ILFS or Centum and all these other players. Or it's just the ITIs and the polytechnics doing their jobs. But that's not sufficient for about a 40-50 crore population and counting. So the whole solution of Skillinabox is that we have actually miniaturized the whole training center into a box. That today, anybody at your doorstep can get skilled and certified and employable in respective job roles at your doorstep, and also assessed and certified by the government of India. So in order to address this whole big problem of unskilled 40-50 crore people and counting, I started Skillinabox. This is my spin-off of my first startup. As the name goes, you learn a skill from a box. And what we've done is we've miniaturized the whole skilling program, the whole skilling center into a box for multiple domains, be it technology, be it fashion, be it beauty and wellness, hospitality, everything, etc. So today with Skillinabox, you can actually get skilled and certified by the government of India at your doorstep and become employable in that segment.
During this COVID time,
Yes.
a lot of people have lost their jobs, lives, and unless they are skilled, they're not going to be hired by anybody.
So one reason is, I think we need to understand why did we even venture into other job roles. So what happened during the first wave of COVID, during lockdown, masks were बहुत सारे बिक रहे थे. But I had people in my own domain, in my own vicinity, basically the small tailors who had lost their jobs, the small maid servants who had lost their jobs and who didn't have any money. But masks bik rahe the. So what I did was, in fact, Manish Gupta sir had called me also that time that if you can find a solution to generate employment. So we made a DIY kit, a small prototype of a DIY kit where we had a sewing machine and some cloth for making masks. And in fact, this is one on my website also we started. We started a platform called as EmpowerX. Okay. Where we distributed this DIY kits to maid servants and tailors who could actually
created masks.
They created masks and we sold it on our website.
Wonderful.
So we sold about 3,000 odd masks over there, and that was a proven business model.
And so maybe that gave you an idea to
venture into other domains as well. So that was like a stepping stone to success. That was like a validation for us that these skills are going to work at your doorstep. And so that's a good thing which happened in the COVID time for us, and we just basically caught on to that.
So I would say Manish
Gupta sir,
yeah, that idea you just...
He made us think that what can be done, and he made us think on all domains in the technology domain of what we could do, because he knew that we were into tech. That if you could create...
You know why? Because he already was running a foundation called Kamarth.
Yeah.
And I remember there were 8 courses. Now it has pivot. It is offering more things than what it was offering earlier. But we had 8 courses under this foundation, and he generated employment opportunities for about 70% of the people who he skilled
through Kamarth.
Through that foundation.
Yeah.
And I remember it was 14,000 people
wow.
Who were given skilling courses,
yes.
and 70% of them were given employment.
Wow.
Opportunities as well.
Yeah. So I think with his experience only, he gave me that call, because I was in the skilling space. And that is where we found a solution, and that solution has become a business right now.
I'm glad.